how to edit your Squarespace site. I'm here in the back end. As you can see, this is what you'll see when you log into Squarespace. If you want to start editing, you just click on Pages so you can navigate to the page that you would like to edit. I'm here on the home page, as you can see, and I'm just going to use this to demonstrate how you can play with the different sections and the different blocks. So this template is a little different. You just have to hover over a section to add some new content. In this section specifically, you can see that anytime this gray teardrop shows up, it gives you a line that shows you exactly where you're going to drop the content that you choose to drop in. So if you want to add a big space, then you want to make sure to just give it a little bit of breathing room or something. You just want to hover and make sure that that line is going to show you where you're inserting the content. So let's say we want to just add a space here. We click on the droplet and it gives you all these options here, and you click spacer and that adds some breathing room here. You can use these spacers to play with your content. For instance, we can drop it over here and it becomes a 3-column page layout, or in here you can add an image, etc., etc. All you have to do to remove these is just click on the little trash can. Super easy. So let's just explore some of the things that you can insert. So text, obviously very straightforward. I wouldn't worry about markdown. Quote is the quotes that we're using on the testimonials page. You can insert video. Has to come from YouTube or Vimeo. Lines, buttons. I don't know why you would insert audio, but that's also available. And you can also embed code if you ever need to. These might be interesting to you. So the the collage is what I'm using on the placards on the About page. So you can insert these images and it just gives you a little area to write. But let's say you don't like how that looks, and you just click in and go to the Design tab, and you can pick from any of these different layouts. Poster, card, overlap, collage, and then stack. You can also link these, so you can add a link on an image or add a button to your, here, let's just do that really quick so you can see what it looks like. We might have to add an image actually first. Oh, nope, there it is. So the click through goes there, and then your button text goes there. You can also change the position, left, right, or if you don't want it to be on the button, you can make it on the image, so on and so forth. There are animations. I would stay away from them just because they kind of weigh things down in terms of site load and speed. So I'm going to get rid of that block here and here. So those are all the different types of image layouts. Summary blocks these are different layouts which either pull in content from a blog or you can upload images directly. So for instance, let's say we want to do a grid, and you can see here, we're going to click the blog, and it's just pulling in all of the posts from your blog. If you want to just display a specific category or a tag, you can put that in here. Let's see what we have here. So any post that's been tagged architecture will show up here. Okay. Which, I don't know, these tags must have imported from your old website. So The way I'm using this right now is I'm using category filters only, and that's on the commercial page. For instance, I use the commercial architecture category, so you can see only commercial posts pull up in this summary block. You can also dictate what metadata you want to show up. So this stuff down here, I usually remove the date posted. You can show your excerpt. You can choose what you want to display on here. It's completely up to you. And the number of items. So let's say we only want to do 3 or 4. You can do up to 30. Okay. So that's the summary layout. Let's delete that. And delete this. And delete the text box. This template I was saying is a little different because you can insert entire sections here, which are pretty cool. You have to click on the blue plus to do that, and you can see that you have all of these different options on what types of sections you can add in. So that's cool because it gives you a little bit of, it gives you many options to pick from. So you can pick from lists, you can add, just look at the lists here. You can add galleries, and these are the ones that we had, I think, on your homepage before. So obviously these are very easy to change. Like once you've inserted it, you can switch things up if you don't like it. And you can go through the rest of those and get an idea of everything else that this has built in. For your template or for your website specifically, you can, anytime you make changes, just save them. So let's say if you guys aren't happy with the site width and you want to tweak that a little bit, these are advanced settings, but just in case you want to take a look, it's under design. So spacing, as you can see, this is the responsive spacing that I was talking about. So this is the basically the viewport or the view width, and you can adjust that to increase the spacing or decrease it. I'm going to leave it at 4. The page width max, you can adjust that as well. So that's what I was commenting in my last email to you, Q. So you guys can play with that if you want to try to make it bigger on your personal screen. Just remember that larger images also mean longer load times, so I would keep it at what it is right now for optimal speed. Under your pages here, we have some of those banners inserted at the very top. You can adjust these easily as well when you edit. It's loading. Sorry, it's a little slow. You just want to hover over the section you want to edit. Here you can edit the text if you want. You can edit the button by clicking this edit button here, or the background image, which can be found here. This is where you can control the section height. So I opted for medium just because it gives a little bit of extra breathing room. Small was a little just too close. I think personally I'm not liking how close it is to the top here, so I chose medium for all of the header images and all of the main navigation pages. And you can also choose where you want your content to be aligned, etc. The background, here's where you can find the image. You can just delete it and drag and drop a new image in here, and from here you can choose full, bleed, inset, and then adjust your opacity here, the transparency, so not the transparency, sorry, the darkness or the overlay, so you can get a little more contrast in there if you have a really light image like this one. What else? I believe on this page we have, yes, same thing. an image section that you can adjust if you'd like. This, you can see, is black, so in order to do that, and you want to break up the page a little bit, you can edit it and you can head over to colors and uncheck use default theme because that's the white background, and you can pick from any of these different backgrounds. So can experiment and play around here. Any of them will look good because it just comes with the template and it's set up to, be the same color palette and everything. Obviously this doesn't look good here specifically because it's the same color as the footer, so we want to make sure that there's a way to differentiate the section and the footer. I believe that should do it. There are a couple other little things like if you want your form to go to a different email address, although I assume that it's just going to go to Q for now. It can only send to one email at a time. So if you want to send it to both of you, you'll have to create like a group email, and you can adjust that here. Okay. And I believe that's it. Once you start tinkering around in here, you'll see that it's pretty straightforward. The big mistake I see a lot of clients making is just the spacing, so just make sure that you note where the teardrop is and pay attention to that so you know where you're inserting your content. Otherwise it can get a little bit janky sometimes. And last thing, your fonts, although I think you're happy with the Josephine Sans or Josephine Sans, however you say it, if you do want to edit it, it's going to be under the design section under fonts, and I customized one of these packs that they have here. Let me just show you where that's at. It is the Ivy, so it doesn't say Josephine Sans, it says Ivy, and you can click on the gear, and here you can choose your family and play with the different styles. That's all pretty straightforward once you know where to find it. Other than that, let's see here. Yeah, I think that should do it for now. Obviously, if you have any questions once you start playing around and I've missed anything, please let me know. Thanks.